Hello, welcome to this quick little live. So if you're joining me today, do let me know, do give me a like or a comment, say you're here. So I want to talk about ways to market your business, because I think sometimes we can get stuck in a zone where we're just like, I don't know any other way than social media, and there are so many. And a couple of years ago now, we are talking a couple of years ago, I wrote this little book, and it was called 40 Ways to Market Your Equestrian Business. And yeah, I just sort of followed up with somebody today because they were sort of, is there any other way other than just social media that I can get my business out there and in front of people? And it's so important. Like in my strategy, I go through the Gallup process, and the first step is G, which stands for get in front of people. So we've got to be marketing our businesses in order to be able to convert people into clients and customers. And I thought I'd just quickly go through this this workbook that I made a couple of years ago now. She said it's 2020, this version, and I haven't updated it for 2021. And I just thought, well, I could go and update it, but I thought it'd be better just to have a little read through. And while I'm thinking about updating, talk about some of the strategies that are in this guide. And if you want this guide, just leave me a comment below, and I will try and send it to you. Okay, so one of the points that I've put here is, if business feels bumpy, learn to rise. And I think it's so important for us business owners, is sometimes we can feel so unbalanced, so pulled in with this direction and pulled in that direction and pulled in this direction and pulled in that direction, and it will just suddenly click. Like once you've found the strategy that works for you, it will click. And there are loads of strategies, and so there's 40 in here that we'll go through. There are ways that you could use, but if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try and get on to anybody. But there are 40 different ways in this book that's going to help you. So you don't have to do them all. You choose the ones that you think will work best for you, and you choose what you can do easy. If it feels complicated, if it feels hard, then we need some support on it. If you are making excuses, then you need to work on your mindset on some of these things, because it's so easy to want to hide, especially for us introverts. It's really, really easy to just want to hide behind the computer, and I'm with you on that. I'm so with you on that. So number one was Facebook groups. So often this is one that everybody sort of says, go into Facebook groups and like and comment and just serve. And yes, that works. One thing that I really, really annoys me, I'm sorry if you can hear my husband hoovering in the background. I'm very lucky that he's found the hoover. But one thing that people hate about Facebook groups, and I don't like doing, is being too, just go out there and push your business in front of everybody and like promote, spam them. That's not a good place. But some Facebook groups might be really, really good for you, depending on your business. So the second one is guest blogging. So you can research some blogs that have similar clientele, and you can offer to be a blogger. That works quite well to get you in front of different people, and it starts that collaboration. You can also use your blog, so you can start your own blog. And one thing that I often say to people is, when they're like, I don't know I can't blog, right? This is my tip for blogging. So if you want to get some content out there, if you want to get some really good content out there, I want you to think of 12 topics that you could talk about. And it's okay, because you're going to repeat things. So you could talk about how to fit a bridle, how to fit a saddle, how to pick out a horse's hooves, summer care, different types of flies that bother horses. You can think of 12 subjects. Then you can break that down into smaller bite-sized chunks if you wish. So you could then break it into 4 things you could talk about to do with that. And that could be a blog post every single week. You can then take that one key piece and split it into lots of smaller pieces. Like this is kind of like what I'm doing with this. This is something that I created a long, long time ago, but I'm creating more content out of it. I'm not reinventing the bar. I'm just doing it in a different way to show people what's in there. So there is lots that you can do with getting your own blog. But what I would think of is, think about the things that people that you want to target would search for, and get those keywords in there. Then YouTube is another way that you can market your business. You can make videos to go on YouTube. Some people go, no, can't do video. cool, that's fine. You can use Pinterest. So number 5 would be Pinterest. So Pinterest is a search engine. It's not a social media platform, a bit like Facebook, but you can set it up with your own accounts, and you can start to pin promotional things. You can start to pin things to your business and then direct the traffic to your website. So that will start to get the traffic going. Print advertising, don't discount the old-fashioned offline marketing methods. Print is not totally dead. It can help to drive traffic. So you could get cards, stationery, flyers, t-shirts, whatever, get stuff printed up, get those out in front of people, maybe contact local riding clubs, maybe contact your local equestrian centre, anything like that. They could get you in front of people. And these lovely photos that you can see, by the way, in this brochure, credit to Laura Fidderman Photography. So yeah, credit for those. And if you're in the Nail It Mastermind, you get a little bunch of photos from Laura as part of that, worth £70 every month. But that's enough of me promoting my business. So you can network. Networking is really, really an awesome opportunity. So you could do things like come and join us in the Equestrian Business Support Network, and we do a network natter every month. I think it's on the second Friday of every month. You are more than welcome to come and join us on that. There is also other networking groups like the Saddle Up group, I think, which is a 4N one. If you know of any good networking groups, let us know. But networking does still work. And actually, one thing that I was surprised about when I did some networking a couple of years back, when we're still allowed to go out and about, I went to a local one, and it was surprising how many people actually at that local networking had horses. You would be surprised. So you never know, it might even be worth your while to go and find your local networking groups and join them. So then we've got collaborations. So again, collaboration is a really good way to share your audience, but also tap into somebody else's. So who do you know with a similar audience that isn't a direct competitor, that you could say, let's collaborate, let's do something together? So like I do some collaborations with some magazines, because they've got business owners who invest in advertising, but again, I can help to make sure that they've got the right ad and the right journey for that customer, so that they can get the most out of their advertising. So even though we're not direct competitors, we can collaborate quite nicely. Then you've got Facebook posts. So yeah, I'm not discounting like Facebook posts, Instagram posts. They're really, really good, but you've got to get consistent at this stuff. And actually, like, it looks a lot at the moment like your reach is tanked. It looks like you've got no, what's the word? Engagement. I think people have changed a lot in the last year as to their habits and how they deal with things, and they're not liking and commenting and posting as much on Facebook. Like, they're still seeing them. So don't just think, oh, nobody's liking it. You'll be surprised how many people will still respond in another way, just without the likes and comments. So you can do Facebook posts. You can sponsor a show. And the shows are out and about again. I mean, I spent this weekend at my local riding club, Tendring 100 Riding Club, and we were doing some show jumping. So you could perhaps contact them about getting your business name on rosettes. Perhaps you could get into the show program somehow, or into the schedule, because they all need the support as well to keep things going. And perhaps there are even some charity shows that might start up again, and might be a good time to, or even organise a charity show and say, I'm running this on behalf of a charity that's dear to you. Competitions and promotions. So competitions and promotions work really, really well, but Facebook does have really strict rules on this. And you'll often see people going, in order to enter, like this, comment, like my page, tag so many friends. That is actually against Facebook's rules. So please be really, really careful with that. Read up on the rules for Facebook's competitions, because I don't want you getting your pages taken down or banned or whatever because you've broken any of the rules. They do get hot on it occasionally, but you can do things like comment. I think is an okay one, comment on the post to enter, but you cannot insist that they tag people as an entry. You cannot insist that they like your page as an entry. I think that's the rule, but please do read up on it in case it's changed. So yeah, you could even run competitions and collaborations with other business owners. You can make sure that your profiles are set up, and this is something that people don't do enough of. I think when it comes to their social media presence, their online presence, they've got their Facebook page, they've got their website, they've got LinkedIn, they've got Instagram, but actually they're not set up in a way that's going to push people along that journey. And one of the things I did last month with my Nail It Mastermind is we actually looked at everybody's pages and we tweaked and we said, how can we make this better? How can we make sure that people take the steps that we need them to easier? And Facebook has recently updated how it shows your page to people. Like, I don't know if you noticed, if you haven't actually looked at your Facebook page lately, go and look. It has changed its trying to think what the word is, aesthetic as such, so your page doesn't look like it used to look to other people. So please go and look. But you can get your social media profile set up so that they do actually promote your business in a better way. I say I've got some things on YouTube, it says here apparently about that, but I can't remember if I have. I assume I have because it's been a while. But SEO, again, so SEO stands for search engine optimization. And so this is where you get the keywords and the phrases. So like long tail keywords, like a sentence or a phrase that your ideal client will search for. And you need to be using those in some of the things that you're doing online, because that's how they get found. Even sometimes I've searched for things and it's brought up Facebook posts. Sometimes I've searched for things and it's brought up Pinterest posts because they've got those specific keywords in. So don't forget to do your keyword research. Number 17, I've talked about email signatures. So do make sure your email signatures actually include stuff about your business and help people to promote those. And you can have that even on your personal email signature. People won't mind. So make sure that you're using that. Twitter, I've got here Twitter. You can do some tweets that you put out regularly. I used to use a system that used to just keep posting on tweets, but they adapted that and they cracked down on that. But I think there are ways of doing that. I don't actually use Twitter for my business anymore. I found that that's a little bit, I just can't be doing with it. I think sometimes you're better to focus on one or two platforms. And for me at the moment, I'm focusing on Facebook and Instagram mainly still. I know this Clubhouse. I've had lots of people tell me, Jenny, you need to be on Clubhouse. You need to be on Clubhouse. And I have got it. I just don't feel it's a good use of my time at the moment. But you could try Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a new one. LinkedIn, again, LinkedIn is a great way to get some connections and to make some introductions. Pinned post. Now, Facebook pages and your groups can have pinned posts and announcements, and this is so important on your Facebook page. So if you head over after I finish chatting to you after this, look at my Facebook page, look at my pinned post. My pinned post actually directs people to my to join my free training, which also gets people onto my email list. So it works really well. So use that. Don't forget to use that. Introductions. So make sure that you've got a really good way of saying what you do, because you'll be surprised when you talk to one person, they'll remember you and they'll talk to somebody else and they'll talk to somebody else. And if you've done a good job, they'll remember you and they'll say, oh, you need to go and talk to such and such. Like, everybody always says, oh, but you need to talk to Jenny, because they remember me, because they just remember that I've got horses as part of my business. But try and practice like what you say about yourself, because it's surprising how many people go, oh, what do you do? And then they're like, well, I just do this, and they play it down. We're always taught to play down, aren't we? I don't know about you, but we're taught to, not really push it, but actually go away and practice that, because if you can say it with confidence, you'll find it responds very much better for you. So about pages, making sure that they work for you, that's really important. And one thing that's really, really key on about pages for me is I cannot stand it when you go to somebody's about page and it's like, I've been in business for 100 million years. I know everything there is to know. I've done this. I've done that. I've done this. I've done that. I've done this. And I'm like, so what? What does that matter to me? So you've got to be making sure that that works for you. Yeah, Facebook business pages. So I put there, do make sure you've actually got a Facebook business page, not just a profile, your page. Very important. Many people don't have the page there. But if you don't have a page and you're not consistently posting on it, one of the things that I think is really important when people check you out, I don't know if you've ever done this, let me know in the comments if you've ever done this, but you find like somebody recommends a business or they recommend somebody, and you'll go and check out their Facebook page first. Like you just head to Facebook and you just search and you'll see if there's a page there. And if you go there and they haven't posted in the last 2 years, what does your brain tell you about that person and that business? My brain says, they probably shut down. My brain says, they're probably shut down. So make sure you are updating that page at least once a week. You know, ideally more, ideally daily, ideally 2 or 3 times a week, but make sure that you are keeping your page updated. And it really isn't hard to do 4 posts a month, is it? Come on, you can do that. Even if you just hit live and show that you're still alive and well, people do need to know that. So I put also there as friends and family. Who can you use? Who can you leverage to market your business at the moment? Because actually, I think this is one of the underused tools like that people don't want to ask people, but actually go and tell them what you're trying to do, why you're trying to do that, and ask them if they could help. Give them a reason why, because if they're not in, if it's just like, can you help promote my business, that's great. But if you actually tell them who you're looking for and why you need it, they might actually really help you. And who have you also got that's raving fans? Like, what could you offer them to promote your business for you? Because that would save you a lot of effort. And actually, we all know that people prefer to have a recommendation than they do, like it helps to move them closer along that buying decision. So I put like your own groups, so you can have your own groups. Groups are great because Facebook actually likes community, so it pushes group stuff out more than it pushes pages. So you can do that. However, groups are hard work, so you need to be prepared to have the time to run the group. So I've got Instagram. I love Instagram at the moment. Instagram is great. The only trouble with that, again, that's easy with Instagram to promote your business is you've got loads of options. You've got the main feed, you've got the stories, you've got IGTV, you've got reels, you've got they've just introduced guides. There's so many options there. You've got hashtags. But actually, Instagram is a great place to be pushing your business out, and it's quite easy. It's got a nice vibe to it as well. And podcasts. So you may find that a podcast might be a good way to market your business or get your business onto podcasts. Like, you'll be surprised, there's loads of businesses that have them. All you need to do is just pitch and say, I really enjoy your podcast. Do make sure that you listen to them. Do make sure that you actually have listened to an episode before you pitch to a podcast, because there's nothing more annoying than somebody you just think, you don't even know my name. You've definitely not listened to my podcast. It's not really hard to know that my name is Jenny. So yeah, you could pitch to podcasts. So number 30, I've put questions, right? Actually, going out there and doing some market research and putting questions out there can really, really not only boost your vetting process of your business, so you know what's going to work, what's not going to work with people, but it can help to answer some of the things that you need to and get your business boosted out there. I recently did a survey and I got 50 odd responses, and I think a lot of them were probably really good people that I'd love to work with as well, which was great. So actually sharing other people's posts, I know this is another way that you can market. Go and find the bit, like share them, put them to your stories, promote other people's businesses, and they'll want to promote you back. They will. It's just the way that it works, isn't it? Because you feel like you've got to do something reciprocal. So if there's good things, share those. That will help. I've got referrals. Referrals are brilliant. They are probably the best way that you can get some really good quality clients quickly. So I would go and ask your current clients, do they know anybody they could refer you to, and give them an incentive for referring. Like it doesn't have to be anything complicated, but if every single client like referred you to 2 more people, how quickly could your business grow? If you just focus on these strategies. Now there are 40 different options here, and I'm only going sort of short and sweet on all of them. But if you want some more help to actually bring that into your strategy, into your marketing strategy, speak to me. So email. I'm going to talk about email, right? One of my clients, I've been nagging her for months and months and months to get her email up, and she said to me last week, Jenny, I've got to admit, we must get this email thing sorted, because somebody posted in their email list and offered what she was doing, and she got 3 clients out of it just from one email. Email is super powerful. Go and check the stats out. Don't take my word for it. If you don't trust me, don't take my word. Go and Google it. Go and Google it. What is the email statistics for 2020, 2021? It is really still one of the most powerful things that you can do to build your business, is to have an email list. And if you've got all your current clients on an email list and you email them regularly, they will book in more often. Like, it's my hairdresser. My hairdresser that I've got now is brilliant. They're very good at contacting me and making sure that I book in again. But the amount of people that don't. But even if you've forgotten, go and getting them on an email list and saying, I've got some availability next week, or there's opportunity for a lesson, or I'm running a new clinic, or we've got this offer coming up, anything like that. Or just, even if, like I sometimes say to people, you don't have to make complicated, difficult emails. You could just say, we did a post today, I thought it would be interesting, and just share your Facebook post in it. But email is really, really, really good at helping people to become clients. Word of mouth. Yeah, so you've got to get good at talking about your business to people, because if you tell everybody, it's surprising how many people will still recommend you that haven't even worked with you. They will, if they think that what you're putting out there is good, and they think that you're somebody that people should care about. They will tag you in things just because word of mouth, it works. Making sure your website is up and running, and your website actually has a plan to it. Like, the amount of people that they've got their website up there, but there's no journey planned out. Like, what is the result that you want from your website? Really build it around that so that you get that result. If you're not gearing it up for that, don't be surprised if it doesn't work. Where did we get up to on this side? It's the joy, it doesn't all fit on the screen, is it? So done referrals. Testimonials are a great way to market your business, because again, they sell things, and they are social proof. So put your testimonials out there, share your reviews, share your wins. It's not hard to post them on Facebook to your page. And again, if you tag the people who shared that testimonial, they will often reshare it as well, so that it gets in front of more people like them. Interviews. So you can get on local radio, you can get into magazines, you can get interviewed onto so other people's social media. You could do lives with other people. That would work really well. If you want any support on that, it might even be a good option to talk to me about maybe even coming on my podcast. Event goodie bags. So some people like to collate lots of things into little goodie bags and send those out. And I know we don't have the events like we used to when I wrote this, but there are still some things that are going on, and I'm sure there might be opportunities to get your flyers or your freebies into things. Definitely, it's worth an option to keep open. You might even be able to get your flyers into the hands of people. Like, if you know somebody that's that's got like a really good tack shop locally, and they're doing a lot of online stuff. Why don't you ask if you can put some flyers on the counter of a local tack shop, or into some of their packages that they send out? I mean, they might charge you a little bit for it, but it still might be a good way of getting your business out there if they've got the same ideal clients as you. DMs. So don't be afraid too much of the DM. Now, I'm not saying go and just send direct messages to random people, but if you genuinely have spotted something that you know that you can help with, or your idea, then do get back to people. So if somebody comments on your post, do send them a direct message. If it's not just any post, but like it's got to be, if somebody's genuinely intrigued, go and ask some questions, go and find out, send some messages. You've got to get into the habit of knowing that your business needs to be visible. And I know it's really, really hard, because we don't want to always stand out, you don't want to put the high vis on and stand out. But if you don't, you're going to be a dark horse, and you're going to be the best kept secret. And if you're not getting the clients and the customers because you're not doing the marketing, I can't help you. You've actually got to do stuff. So host webinars and go live. Going live is one of the easiest ways of creating content and getting people into your business, because they get to really see who you are, what you do, what you're like, whether they think that they could work with you. And it's either going to turn, and it's no good going, oh, everybody's going to go, oh, what's she on about? They're going to hate me. I don't want to go live because they're going to hate me. Do you know what? The people are going to hate you. They're going to hate you anyway. So actually, it's a good thing. If your website, your marketing should be a disqualification and a qualification process. It should be putting off the wrong people, and it should be pulling in the right people. So please don't worry about that. But maybe even going live is something that you can do easily. And I promise you, once you've done the first couple, it gets a lot easier. It's that first time when you press the go live button it is a bit worrying. Branded products and giveaways. So again, like, there is something wonderful about having your brand, your logo onto things, but they can really, really help. Like, even just when I go out and I wear my branded, I've got a gilet, that works really well actually to get me in front of people. It starts to get them seen. But you can put your name. Like, I'll often say when people go, I want to give away freebies. I want to give away freebies. And one of the best things for me when you're giving away freebies is to think about something they can use. Like, this is my little tip for you. If you're gonna invest in getting some branded products, get branded products that are usable, that people are actually going to use. Like, my Chinese restaurant sent me one of these really tacky calendars, and it's so tacky there is no way I'm going to use it. Luckily, I like the Chinese, so I will still use them. But you want, so things like pens, coasters, T-shirts even can be quite good because people will wear them. What other things that are usable that's good? I know the branded saddle pads like saddle covers look awesome, but they're not the cheapest, but they are really, really good. But try and use things. What have I got? I think what I've got that's branded that works really nicely for me. I can't remember. I do have like little things like this, my little leg up cards, that are all branded, but things like that. So if you're going to do some branded stuff, the more usable and more likely people are going to have them on their desk. Like, pens are great because people will use them. Mugs are great because people will use them, and then you're getting in front of people all the time. Product testers. So yes, you could get people to try your product service, to make a video and to post it like an honest thing to their site. That will get you in front of more people. And it could be even like, you can ask people who come to visit you to do videos. You'll be surprised how many people actually would be okay to do it. So don't just judge the fact that you might not feel comfortable doing that everybody else wouldn't, but you might find that there are other people who would do that. So again, directories are a great way to get external links in. you see, you can tell this is old because I've got directory on my website. I don't have the directory anymore. I've got rid of that. But there is a directory in the Equestrian Business Support Network that I'm pretty sure of. So there's 40 ways. So I've just quickly talked about that. I will update this. I will update this for 2021 because, as you can see, it isn't up to date, but it still has got some ideas. So if you want to brainstorm some ideas of ways to get in front of your ideal clients, feel free to message me if you want any support on that. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like, you could get into magazines. Magazines is a great way. And actually, like, one thing that I really love about the equine industry magazines is there are some really niche ones. Like, we are all, the industry is bigger than we realise. And actually, the British riding clubs have a magazine. The British Horse Society has a magazine. There's the Western Horse UK, there's Horsemanship Journal, there's Intelligent Horsemanship, there's this Absolute Horse that I've got here, there's showing ones, there's heavy horse magazines, right? There's some really niche ones. So if you can pull out who your ideal client really is, like I'm sure British Eventing, got magazine, British Dressage, you can really get like super niche. You can even go and find hashtags on all of those things, like those community hashtags, and you can get yourself in front of people really easily. And unless you need millions of followers, like, this stuff doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but it might take up some time to do it. So I don't know if anybody's got any comments. I can't see any. If anybody's got any comments or questions, it's a bit of a random sort of impromptu live, but it's only because I've been seeing that people have been asking it today. So I wanted to just come on and check. I'm just going to check on my phone if I've got any comments that have come through that just aren't showing while I'm on StreamYard. But if you've enjoyed this, do let me know. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. So that if you want a copy of that particular document that I just shared, I will post the link in. I'll post a link in so you can get it. So it is in process to be updated because it is the old one, but it will still give you some ideas, and even some of the old stuff, it's still really good. It still works, and everything works until it doesn't. So I hope this is useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great Monday. Take care. Bye.